impelled to destroy or refine what they see. So with me, poor or well, abhor the men who compel you to be as they want you to be. In your readings you may learn of people who claim to hold ethics and virtues most just, but they then needed neither to rob and to maim. They said that to be just we must do as we must. So burn not our books, leave the scrolls in their racks, even knowing their contents obscene. I yearn that you look and control your attacks, heaving glowing coals on a dead poet's dreams. Please drop your torch and just lend me your ear. I'm armed but with words, you have nothing to fear. Please work to inspire better thinking instead, building better desires from the words you have read. And when you retire and lay in your deathbed, well, you'll have no regrets in the end. When he was a toddling lad, he thought a cactus a toy. When he reached out and grabbed in his hand, it was stabbed, dread terror replacing his joy. But he'd done of his own free will, he chose of his own free will. When he was tall as a suckling goat, around the cook fire he ran. When his foot twisted down and he fell to the ground, and he burned up and mangled his hand. But he ran of his own free will, he chose of his own free will. Scarce had the feeling returned to his fingers, though mighty a scar did remain. A smooth man sold him balm that would soothe and would calm, but instead caused more damage and pain. But he bought of his own free will, he chose of his own free will. His parents were through with this burdensome boy and sent him to work on a farm, to haul chaff and split logs and feed orange rinds to hogs and keep himself distant from harm. While other boys learned how to add or to spell, the boy toiled and labored all day, learning nothing of books or how wider worlds look. Folks shook their heads and did say he stayed dumb of his own free will. He's dumb of his own free will. When the boy was of age, the farm sent him away to work at a shop for a trade. But no foreman would have an illiterate scab except a strange man with a spade. He went of his own free will, he chose of his own free will. That night the boy found what the man did for work, crossing through field, turf and hedge, digging up graves for the riches they gave, and the dead couldn't mind they were dead. The next night things went wrong for the boy and the man, sneaking in through the churchyard. Townsmen lay in wait just beyond the back gate and set on them both and quite hard. They stole of their own free will, they were thieves of their own free will. The great hall the next day saw them stand to be judged, not a word said in either's defense. When when the judge stood and cried, "Evil men all must die, for such crimes death is your recompense. You sinned of your own free will, you chose evil of your own free will." Boy, determined to win some cash from all and pardon you and free us from this hellish life of 12-hour shifts and overnights. These young boys that I'm walking with have no experience, they've got no grit. There's nothing keeping them ahead of me. It's a long walk, and it'll be a long time till we meet again. And until then, just remember what I said. It's a long walk, and it'll be the longer without you. And remember that I think of you every hour of every day. Guys from across the states, and it's brought me to appreciate the mix of circumstances that brought us here today. Well, the one thing that I notice is most of them, well, they're just kids. They're about to figure out what a mistake they've made, 'cause it's a long walk, and it'll be a long time till I can stop. But until then, I'll keep marching home to you. Oh, it's a long walk, and it'll be the longer without you. And remember that I think of you every minute of every day. Well, I've heard old Pa talk death before when he was burning out traitors in the Major's War. Well, it's one thing to be told a tale and the other to watch them boys that fell. The wardens without grief or doubt give just 3 strikes and then they're out and drag their bleeding corpses off the road. It's a long walk, and it's getting hard, but I'm still on the way. I'm a man who means the things I say. I'm coming home to you, and it's a long walk, and it'll be the longer without you. And remember that I think of you every goddamn second of every day. time of far antiquities, the first wizard laid a plan. A game of creativity soon spread throughout the land, of noble knights and hoary shades, of goblin spells and rings. Wars to fight for glory made as far as one could think. To build a world inside a deck, no kingdom of your own. To meet with others you respect, a safer place than home. But this game had many moving parts that had to be maintained, and the caretakers with greedy hearts dreamt of riches to be gained. Machines re-geared to print more cards to meet increased demand. Unceasing commands to remand older standards left commanders who could not command. So with cardstock of tissue and clarity issue, spells fizzled and walls turned to dust. Shamans and sages lapsed into rages, see sizzle